Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do deployment of any machine learning and deep learning projects. So this is not going to be a simple deployment. So here what I'm going to do, here I'm going to show you CICD deployment. So you can talk about continuous integration and continuous delivery or deployment you can talk about. So basically if you push your code to your GitHub, so it will automatically get deployed to your AWS cloud. So here I'm going to show you production grade deployment setup. So here I'm going to use Docker for creating the images of our source code. Then I will be using ECR, that means Elastic Container Registry. So it is the service from Amazon Web Service. Then I will be using EC2 machine. So this is the virtual VM. And here I'll be using as a CI/CD tool, which is nothing but GitHub Actions. So either you can use Jenkins or Circle CI, it's up to you, but why I'm going to use GitHub Actions, because it is already managed by, so here this GitHub Actions managed by GitHub. So here I'm not supposed to take care about the setups and all, so it is already managed by GitHub. So it would be very easy for me to use their services. But in future I will also try to show how to integrate Jenkins and Circle CI for the deployments. Either you can use Travis CI, it's up to you. But nowadays I saw like people are broadly using GitHub Actions because GitHub Actions is like providing everything nowadays. So you're not supposed to worry about. So instead of talking too much, let's start with our video. So before starting the video, what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the deployment process. The deployment process I'm going to follow. So let's give you some of the description about our deployment. So what I'm going to do here, so basically what I will do, I will first of all build one images, build one Docker images of our source code. Then I will push that Docker images to the ECR, that means Elastic Container Registry. So if you don't know ECR, so ECR is a service from AWS. So if you have already worked in Docker, so you should be familiar with Docker Hub. So in Docker Hub, what we do actually, after creating any images, we just try to push that images to our Docker Hub. So that other people can also access our images, and they can pull the images in their machine. So it is the same thing. It is like a Docker Hub only, but it is managed by AWS. So here actually you can do a lots of things. You can make your images private, public. You can do anything here, but it is like more secure. Suppose here if you're doing some projects, in your company, and it is totally secret. So if you don't want to access by other people, so what you can do, you can use ECR. Then after you can say pushing our images to ECR, so I will launch one EC2 machine. That means I will launch one virtual machine. So EC2 is like a virtual machine. Then I will pull that images from ECR in our EC2 machine. Then after that I will launch the images. I will launch the Docker images in the EC2 machines. Then I will do some port mapping, and I will do some networking setting so that it would be accessible from the public side. So this was like total steps of the deployment. I can talk about. And here if you see, this is production grade setup. So if you just follow any deployment, production grade deployment, they will be also using, these are the steps. They may use some of the other tools or other services, but the steps would be same nowadays. And if you want to use AWS cloud for the deployments, I will suggest just follow with these steps. So this is going to be amazing. So this is kinds of amazing setup for the deployment. So yes guys, this was all about like the deployment steps we are gonna perform. So now let me show you the application I'm going to deploy. So here the projects I have taken for the deployment, just to show you, I have taken one simple Flask application. But if you have some machine learning or deep learning project, just try to replace with your code here. And otherwise all the files will remain same. What are the files, I will show you. Now what are the files is required for the deployment, I will discuss each and everything. So let me show you the application what we are going to deploy here. So guys, you can see this is my code. So here it is just a simple app I have taken here. So it has some of the files and folders, so I will discuss each and files and folders. Don't worry. So first of all, let me open this. So what I will do, I will open my terminal here. Now just make sure you have activated your environment, virtual environment. So I'm assuming you already familiar with the virtual environment, what is virtual environment and all. So I'll activate that, and I will run this project and I will show you. So it is activated. Now I will just open with my code editor. So I'll just write code dot, so it will open up my VS Code here. So guys, this is the project. So here, this is just one Flask application I have taken. So you can see this is just index.html I'm rendering. Okay, whenever I'm getting just this get request. Okay, and I think you already familiar with this Flask and all. Okay, because if you are creating any machine learning deep learning projects, I think you should be familiar with these things. Okay, I'm not going to explain this code because it should be like pretty much familiar with you. Then here, if you see, I've kept some of the files. So inside templates, you will see this is the index.html, and it is just nothing but it's just a welcome screen. Okay, I'm just showing. So here I will just rendering hello AWS EC2. Okay, so this is the code all about. So let me first of all run this one. So what I will do. So if you want to run for the local, so just try to uncomment this line. Okay, just try to uncomment this line and try to comment this line, because this line is required for the deployment. Okay, whenever you will be running whenever you will be running this code in the Linux machine, at that time you need to provide this host like equal to 0.0.0. Okay, and if you want to run in the Windows machine, so if you're running this one, so it won't be run. So for that, actually we need to use this line. Okay, like 127.0.0.1. Okay, just make sure you have just commented this line and uncomment this line. Okay, now just press Ctrl S to save this file. Okay, now what I will do, I will just write python app.py. Okay, now let's execute. So it's running. Now let's access, just press Ctrl and right click on that. So see, it's running. This is my application. Okay, so here it is just rendering hello AWS EC2. So this is the simple Flask application I'm going to deploy, but for your case you should have any machine learning and deep learning projects here. Okay, see, the projects will remain same, but the files I will be added here. Okay, for the deployment purpose it will remain same. Okay, just make sure these are the files are available. I will discuss one by one. So you need a Docker file because I'm going to use Docker, and here you need something called .github folder. Okay, .github, and inside /workflows, and inside you should have one main.yaml file. So here all the configuration I will be writing for the CICD deployment. Okay, and there is one txt file I have also shared. So here all the deployment steps has been written. Okay, what are the steps I'm going to perform. Okay, so I'll be discussing each and everything, don't worry. And these are some requirements for this app. Okay, if you want to run this app, so you first of all need to install, these are the packages. Okay, in your environment, then it would be able to run. And this is the docker ignore file. So whenever you are like creating the images, so if you want to ignore some of the folders and files, okay, during creation of the images, so you can write down these are the thing. Okay, inside docker ignore docker ignore. Okay, so it will actually ignore these are the files. It's similar to your git ignore. Okay, suppose if you don't want to push any files and folder, okay, which is not required, so you can keep that files and folder name inside .git ignore. Okay, so I think it should be pretty much clear. And this is my readme file, and this is my license file. Okay, it will come from your GitHub. So yes guys, this was all about. And there is one .pytest.cache file you can see. So this is not required, you can also delete it. Okay, so here I'm using pytest extension, okay, in my VS Code. That is why it will automatically create here, but for your case it might not come, so it's fine, you just remove this one. Okay, but if I delete this one, so it will automatically come here because I have this extension. Okay, it will, like, every time it will just create this file for me. Okay, so this is not required, you can delete it entirely. Okay, so this is the application I'm going to deploy. So now I think I already discussed steps I'm going to perform. So here I have written down all the thing here. Okay, so first of all, what I need to do here, first of all I need to create one IAM user. Okay, for the deployment. Because see, why this IAM is required for the deployment, let me tell you. Because in AWS actually you will have like lots of services. Okay, suppose if you have AWS account and if you are a root user, so you can access all the services. Okay, but suppose here for the deployment purpose I only need some of the services, specific services. Okay, you can talk about like I need EC2 machine, or I need this ECR. Okay, I just only need these two services. If you see, I have written down I will create one IAM user, okay, with specific access to EC2 and ECR. Okay, only these two services I need, or the remaining services I don't need, because I'm not going to use that one. But suppose if I give my root permission, okay, like to someone else, so what will happen? they may access all the thing, okay, all my services. And here if you just talk about in any cloud, okay, it includes some cost, okay. So I'm not supposed to give all the services, all the service access to my like you can say employee or to my client. So if I'm talking about your company, okay, suppose you are managing total this cloud services and all, okay, suppose you are managing AWS. So under you there are some developer, they are working and they need this AWS access, okay, for the deployment. And they will ask you like, I need these are the services, okay. So what you will do, you will create one IAM user, that means identity access management, okay, user. Then you will provide some of the access. Suppose they need the EC2 machine access, they need some ECR access, okay, or they need some S3 bucket access, okay. So you will just only provide this access and you will give it to them, okay. You are not supposed to give the entire root access to them, okay. So this is the concepts you can talk about of this IAM. So I think now it is pretty much clear why this IAM user is required. If you want to know more about the IAM, okay, so you can read about it, okay. And then I will show you like how to create IAM user, okay. It should be pretty much clear, okay, in your mind. So first of all, what I'll do, I will just log in with my AWS console. So let me log in. So I will just search AWS. So this is the AWS console. Let's sign in with my console. So I will quickly provide my credential, okay, to other screen, because I'm not supposed to show my credential here. So for your case, you just try to log in with your account. So let me log in with my account. So guys, you can see I have logged in with my account. So this is the AWS console, okay. You will see. Then what I will do, I will create one IAM user. So to create the IAM user, just click on the services, okay, and just search IAM, okay, from here, IAM, and just go to the first one, IAM, like manage access to AWS resources. Just click on it. So here at the left hand side, if you see there is a user, okay, just click on the user. So here if you see, I have one existing user previously I have created, which is nothing but Bappy, and it has some like you can say specific access, okay. So this Bappy can actually access some specific services to my account, okay, not the entire services. So for my case, so here I'm going to create one services called GitHub, because I'm going to use GitHub Actions. So GitHub Actions actually will access my AWS, okay. And actually I will provide some of the access, like I will provide the EC2 machine access and I will provide the ECR access only, because these two services I need from my GitHub, okay. So these two services actually I need for like for my deployment. So just click on this add user, and here you can provide any name. So for me, I will just give GitHub, username is GitHub, and just make sure you have provided this one, programmatic access, okay, because I'm not supposed to access like as a UI, okay. I'm not supposed to launch my like you can say GUI, okay, GUI of this AWS, and I'm not going to put the password here. So I want to access everything from programmatically using Python, okay. So that's why I will just give this access to programmatic access, okay. Now if it is done, just click on the next, just click on this next permission, okay. Now here actually you need to set the permission, okay. Set the permission means suppose what permission you want to provide, okay, to this user. You can also add it to any group, okay. If you have created any group, you can add it, but I'm not supposed to like add inside the group, okay, because I'm just only creating the user. So either you can like copy some permission from the existing user, it is also possible. Suppose this is the Bappy user is there, and Bappy has some specific like access to this AWS, okay. If you want to copy the same, okay, access to this user also, so you can just select and you can just do next, okay. But I'm not supposed to do that. So what I will do, I will just click on this attach existing policy, okay. So I will just attach some of the existing policy. So the first policy you need, if you just open this deployment.steps, this one, deployment.steps txt. So here I have written down all the policy you need, okay, for this deployment. So here you need first of all Amazon EC2 container registry full access, okay, which is nothing but your ECR, okay. That means elastic container registry. Just search it, copy the text and search it, and if you see this is the service I need, okay, just click here, okay. Make sure it is full access, okay. Now it's done. Now the second access I need, which is nothing but Amazon EC2 full access, okay. That means our virtual machine. So I will just replace with that name and I'll give this permission. Now once it is done, now just click on the next, and you can add any key value pair. Okay, it is optional, totally optional. You can give any key value pair. So I'll give GitHub, and let's give action. Okay, because see, this is a totally optional things. Okay, you can provide this key value pair. Okay, it's not required, like you are supposed to give it. Okay, you can give any name. Okay, now click on the next. So now just do a review. Okay, everything is fine or not. So see, this is the policy I have given, and this is the key value pair and programmatical access. Okay, all the things are good. Okay, super. Now what I will do, I will just click on create user. So see, user has been created. Now just download as CSV, because it will have your access key and secret access key. Okay, so these two like key you need, okay, to access your AWS console. Okay, make sure, because here you won't have any password. Okay, password are your email. Okay, because I'm not going to give my password and email like to my code. So what I will do, I will only give this access key and secret access key. Okay, I will provide in my secrets. Okay, in my secrets of the GitHub, it will automatically pick up and it will do the authorize. Okay, that's actually it works. So just make sure, just either download it. Okay, download as a CSV. So in this CSV it will contain. So let me show you. If I open the CSV, so see, it is containing your secret key. So it's not readable here. So what I will do, I will just open it with the Excel. Okay, so just open with Excel. So here if you see, this is your username, password you don't have, this is the access ID key, and this is the secret access key. Okay, and this is the console login address. Okay, this is not required, only you need these two things. Okay, so here don't use my credential, because I'm going to delete this user. Okay, after the deployment, so you won't be able to access. Just try to create your own. Okay, like you can see user, and try to collect this access key and secret access key. So once it is done, so what you need to do, you can like close this one. Okay, so for me, let's close, because it is done. Okay, so my IAM user has been created. Okay, you can see this is GitHub I have created. So now next step, what I need to do, if I again go to my deployment steps, so logging to AWS console, it is done. Create IAM user for the deployment, it is also done with specific access we have also provided. Okay, the policy we have provided. So now the third thing, what I need to do, I need to create one ECR repo. Okay, to store and save my Docker images. So let's do it. Okay, so here just again come to the services and just write ECR. Okay, ECR, sorry, it should be ECR, Elastic Container Registry. Just click on it. Okay, now let's click on the get started. Now here just provide any name. Okay, any name of your repository. So for me, let's give simple app. Okay, simple app. So this is basically simple app I'm deploying. Okay, but for your case, if you have some name of your projects, you can provide. Suppose you have created one project which is nothing but sign language detection. Okay, just provide the name. Okay, with respect to your project name, it's fine. But for me, I will give just simple app. And once everything is done, everything is fine. Okay, just click on create repository. Okay, so repository has been created. Now what you need to do, you need to copy this URI. Okay, this URI is needed. Okay, so I will just copy. Just click here to copy, and make sure you just replace here. Okay, because I may lose this URI. Okay, so I will just save it somewhere. So this is the URI, I have saved it. Okay, so I will use it later on. Make sure don't use my URI, the URI I have provided. Okay, in this steps.txt, make sure you have created your own URI. Okay, and you have replaced here. Okay, I've just kept here for just the reference. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to create EC2 machine. Okay, so let's do it also. So ECR has been created. Now again I will click on the services and I will search for the EC2. Okay, EC2. So I will launch one virtual machine here. So I don't have any instances running, so I will just click on launch instance. Okay, give your instance name. So I will give simple app VM. Okay, and here you need to select the images. So I will select the Ubuntu. Make sure you have also select the Ubuntu machine. Okay, don't select other one. You can select, but Ubuntu is great for the deployment. Okay, what I feel like. So here you can select any version of Ubuntu. Okay, so I will select the latest one, which is like 20.22.04 LTS. Okay, I will select this one. And the type of the instance you can select based on your project requirement. Suppose you have some bigger projects, okay, it needs some higher space, okay, and it needs some higher RAM. So at that time you can go with small or medium or large instance type. Okay, but for me it's just a simple Flask application. I will select the T2 micro, and it has also free tier, you can say eligible for me. Okay, so it is free tier access also is there. And if you see the type of the instance, and here if you see the memory, how much memory you got here, how much space you got here, everything you can see from here. Okay, make sure based on your projects you just try to select the like you can see instance. Okay, don't take bigger instance, otherwise it will include some cost. Okay, if you see this machine will cost 0.0162 dollar per hours. Okay, it's like very less. But if you select some like bigger instance, okay, like X large, so see per hour it will charge 0.37 dollar. Okay, which is like very high. So based on your requirement, how many RAM or how many like you can say disk you need, just select the instance type. Okay, I think you should be familiar with your projects, like how much space is needed to run. Okay, so yeah, it was all about the instance type. Now you can give any key pair. Okay, suppose if you want to access this virtual machine, okay, from your local using putty or any HSS client, so you can just create one key pair here. Okay, so just click here, create key pair, and just try to do next. Okay, so suppose if I click okay, now just give your key pair name here. So for me I had given Bappy. For your case you can give your name and just create pair. Okay, so it will just tell you, just try to download one pem file. Okay, just try to download it. So for me it is already created. I will just select Bappy. Okay, so everything is done. So if you need some, so here you can like increase your, like you can say space. Okay, so this is my volume of my disk. So it's like default it's 8 GB. So if you need like you can say bigger, so just increase the size. Okay, so once it is done, so everything is done. Now I'll just click on launch instance. So my instance is being created. Okay, it's created. Now just click on view all instance. Now see it's pending, status is pending. Now let's refresh here. So here it will take some times to like run the instance. Okay, so let's wait. So guys, you can see my instance is running. So now just let's connect our instance. Okay, just click here, check mark this check mark your instance. Okay, and just click on the connect. So here it will tell you how you want to connect. Okay, so you can also use SSH client to connect. Okay, but what I will do, I will just connect here. Okay, I will launch one terminal in this browser only. So just make sure you have selected this one and just click on connect. Okay, now if you see, it will launch one browser, and here it will give you the terminal, okay, to access your instance. Okay, so see, this is the machine we launched. So if I do ls, so you can't see anything. If you want to see hidden files, just write ls-l. So these are the hidden files there, I don't need. So basically what I need to do here, I need to do some setup here, okay, to this instance. So what are the setups is required? So here first of all, after creation of this EC2 machine, open EC2 and install the Docker instance, Docker, okay, in this EC2 machine. So we have already created the EC2 instance, okay, and this is the terminal we launched. Then what I will do, I will install some of the, like you can say, packages, and I will install a Docker, okay, inside that. So first of all, what I need to do, let's copy this command. So these are the optional command, okay, but you are supposed to run to upgrade your machine because initially it doesn't have any packages, okay. Just copy the command one by one. I have given all the command, okay, inside the code. So I will just run it, paste. So sudo apt upgrade, okay, so it will upgrade all the packages, required packages you need. So it's done. Now I'll copy the second command. Yeah, so it is done for me. Now I will copy this command. So these are the command related to install your Docker, okay, inside this instance. So I will just copy and paste one by one. It's done. Now let's copy the second one. So it may take some time. Okay, it's done. Now let's clear the terminal. Now I'll copy the third command. So basically this command will help you to add this Docker to the sudo group. So every time I'm not supposed to write sudo, okay. Suppose if you want to run any command like sudo docker ps, okay, suppose you want to see the container, how many container it is running. So what you need to write, docker ps, okay. But here if you see, if you don't add this two commands, so what will happen, you need to every time need to give the permission of the sudo, okay. You need to write sudo docker ps, okay, but I'm not supposed to do it, okay. I will just give docker ps, okay. It's supposed to give me the responses, okay. Now let's run this one also. Yes, so everything is done. Now if you want to see like your docker version, so just write docker hyphen version, okay. Now see, this is the version of my docker, okay, it's running. Now what I need to do, okay, now if you see, configure ec2 as self-hosted runner, okay. So what is self-hosted runner, I will tell you, okay. Just wait a little bit. First of all, I need to configure one self-hosted runner, okay, for me. So for that, what you need to do, you need to create one GitHub repository, okay, of your projects. So let's create our GitHub repository of my projects. So just click on the new, give the name of your repository. Let's give AWS CICD deployment. Just keep this repository as public, okay, and you can also make it as private. It's doesn't matter. Now let's add the readme file. So once it is done, now click on the create repository. Okay, so our repository has been created. Now what I will do, I will just click on the code and copy the link. I will open my project folder. Okay, so this is my project folder. So here I have already opened my terminal. Let's close the running application. Now I'll just write git clone, okay, and I'll just paste this link, okay. So it will clone that repository here. So what I need, basically I need this .git file, okay. So I'll just click here. So if you see, it has cloned this repository. I just need this .git file, okay, to connect with my like GitHub. So if it is not visible, just try to make sure you have enabled your viewer, okay. Here if you see, I think hidden items, okay, just check mark this box, okay, then it would be able to visible. Then I will just cut it, okay. Then I will just go back and I will just paste it here, okay, in this root folder of my project directory. Then I will delete this folder, okay, it's not read it. Now if you go to your like VS Code, at the left hand side, so in source control, you will see okay, now it is added to my git, okay. Now actually I can push these changes, okay. Now what I will do, so it is already created this GitHub repository. So here you need to click on the setting to do this self-hosted runners setup, okay. Now left hand side, if you see here, you will have something called actions. Just click on the actions, and here you will get runners, okay. Just click on the runners. Now here if you see, there is a option called self-hosted runner. Just click on it, okay. Now here just select the machine type as Linux, and make sure you have selected this x64. Don't take this ARM, okay. Now these are some command you need to run, okay, to your EC2 instance, okay. Just copy one by one. Let's copy the first command and let's paste here, okay. Now again I will come here, let me take here, Now I'll copy the second command. I will run. So basically what it will do, it will connect your GitHub, okay, with this AWS, so that whenever you will push some changes, okay, it will automatically get to know, okay, you have pushed something, and that pushes actually that like you can say upgraded code, it will automatically get upgraded to your AWS instance, okay. Like for that actually you need to do this setup, because here your AWS, okay, should be access your GitHub, okay. Every time it will check whether there is update or not, whether there is a new commit or not. If there is a new commit, it will take the code from here, okay, from your GitHub, and it will run here, okay. So this is the concepts here basically. So that's why I'm connecting my GitHub with my AWS instance, okay. Now let's copy the third command and execute. Okay, all good. Now fourth command. Okay, it is successfully run. Now inside configure, just copy the first command. So it should show GitHub written, okay, after execution. See GitHub action. Okay, now this is connected with my GitHub. Now here it is telling to press enter the name of the runner group, okay. So I don't need, I'll just give enter. Now enter the name of the runner, okay. So here you need to provide the runner name as self-hosted, okay. Just write self hyphen hosted, because I'm going to use self-hosted. Okay, it's done. Now it's telling like, do you want to add some other name or not, okay. As a label, I am telling no, I'm not supposed to add, so I'll just press enter. Now see, runner successfully added. Now it's telling entered the name of the work folder, okay. By default I will press enter. Now see, everything has been saved, okay. Now let me show you one thing here. Let me first of all, let me run this one. Run this one /rn run.hs, okay. So there is a file, if I show you, so let me clear, and if I do ls, so this is the file actually, run ssh, okay. So if you just execute this file, your GitHub will connect to your like this one, I mean your EC2 instance, okay. Now let me show you, paste, and let's execute. Now see, connected to GitHub and listening for the jobs, okay. Now if you want to see it is connected or not, just click on runner, and here if you see, there is a green checkbox is there, okay, green light is there, and it is idle, that means it is running, okay. Now if I just stop the execution, let's press Ctrl C, okay. Now see, execution I have been terminated, okay. Now if I refresh here, okay, so see, it's showing offline, okay. Now again, if you want to run it, just run this command /run.sh, again it will connect, okay, and listening for the jobs, okay. Now again, if I come here and do the refresh, again you will see it is idle, okay. That means I have connected my GitHub with my EC2 instance, okay. Now what are the changes I will like do here, okay, what are the code I will push here, it will automatically, like you can say, go to my EC2 machine, okay, and it will execute here, okay. So I think you got it, the concepts. And what is self-hosted runner? Self-hosted runner means, suppose I want to execute my projects, okay, to this EC2 instance, okay, the machine I have created, okay. So here I want to execute my code, okay. I'm not supposed to take GitHub virtual machine, okay. I'm supposed to take my own machine, okay. So if you want to create your custom machines, and if you want to like if you want to execute your code there, so you can create this self-hosted runner, okay. I think you got the concept. Now it is done. Now let me see what are the steps I need to do. So I have configured this self-hosted runner. Now I need to set up this GitHub secrets, okay. So guys, actually we have done this configuration of our self-hosted runner. So now what I need to do, if you see the number 7 step, so here I need to set up some of the secrets, okay. Because see, actually whenever you will be pushing the code to your GitHub, at that time your GitHub will try to connect with your AWS, okay, like AWS console. So at that time you need to give some of the authentication like keys or secret. Okay, so I think you remember we downloaded one CSV file. There we had AWS access key ID, and there were AWS secret key ID. Okay, so this two key ID I need to provide. With respect to that, the region, like AWS region, the region you have like configured all the thing. If I show you, so if I go to my like AWS here, let me show you. Let me open. Okay, so here if you see the right hand side, there is a region. Okay, so everything I have created inside N Virginia. Okay, that means this N Virginia. And if you see what is the region, so it is US East 1. Okay, so this region actually you need to provide. Suppose you have created something in AP South, like Asia Pacific Mumbai. Okay, so at that time you need to provide AP South 1. So this region actually you need to keep into your mind, otherwise actually it won't be able to access your EC2 machine, because the EC2 machine I have created, the ECR I have created, it is inside US East 1. Okay, so if I go to Asia Pacific, that means AP South 1, at that time I won't be able to see that, okay, instance there. So this is super important, you need to always remember. So also I need to provide the region name. Okay, AWS region, and the AWS ECR login URI. I think you remember I copied one URI. Okay, whenever I created ECR. Okay, so this is the URL. Okay, this is the URI. So this URI till this slash, okay, I need to copy. Okay, I need to copy and paste it here. Okay, just a demo. I showed one. I have given one just URI here. Okay, but for your case, you need to give your URI. Okay, then ECR repository name. Okay, I think you remember the name I given to my ECR repository, that was simple app. Okay, so this 1 2 3 4 5 6 information need to add inside GitHub secrets. Okay, now how to add inside GitHub secrets, let me show you. So just go to your GitHub, and here at the left hand side, if you see, there is a option called secrets. Okay, now click on secrets and you will see actions. Okay, just click on the actions. Now here if you see just like new repository secrets, just add a repository secrets, just click on it. Now you need to give as a key value pair. Okay, so here you need to provide the key. So the first key I will provide, which is AWS access key ID. Let's copy and let's paste it here. Okay, and inside secrets you need to provide the value. Okay, so what is AWS access key ID? I think you remember I already downloaded that CSV file. Let's open this one. Okay, so inside my download, so here if you see, I will just open with Excel, and here is the access key ID. Okay, now let's copy, Ctrl C, let me close this one. I will open it using Notepad++. You can open it with your Excel, it's fine. Okay, so here this is your access key. Okay, just make sure you have copied the access key. Now just go to your GitHub and paste it here. Okay, this is the access key ID. Okay, now add secret. Now guys, see, it has added. Okay, now let me create the second one, which is nothing but your AWS secret key. Let's copy and paste it here. Okay, now if I show you the secret key, first of all let's open with Excel. Okay, and let's see like what is this one. So secret key. Okay, this is the secret key. Okay, CRA. Okay, this one. Now I'll again open my Notepad++ and I will copy this value. Okay, till this point, till comma. Okay, copy and close. Yeah, now I will paste it inside this one, my GitHub. Okay, add secret. Okay, these two thing information I have added. Now the third one is I need to add the region. So let's again click on new secret, and it should be US East 1. Let's copy. For your case, just check your region, okay, in AWS, and with respect to that, just provide the value. Okay, so region has been also added. Now I'll add the fourth one, which is AWS this one, your ECR login URI. Okay, now here I think you remember we copied our URI here. Okay, just copy till this .com, okay, amazon.com, amazon aws.com, okay. Don't copy slash simple app, okay. Just copy this one and again come and paste and add secret, okay. Now I think last one, which is ECR repository name, okay. Now here just I will give my repository name. I had created simple app, okay, but for your case, if you have created using other name, just try to provide that name only. Add secret, okay. So all the secret I have added. Now actually see why this secret is important, because this is the public repository, okay, and I'm not supposed to give all the information in my, like you can say code file, okay. I'm not supposed to give inside my app.py file. So what will happen actually, if I provide this one, so people will be access my like you can say account, okay, and I don't want, okay, if they are accessing my account, okay, so it will charge a lot for me. And make sure whenever you are creating this access key and all this secret information, don't share with anyone else, okay, otherwise like they may access your account, okay, and you may end up with some like higher cost, okay. So make sure you have keep it secret and add this thing inside the secret, okay, so other people won't be see that, okay, this value. So if I want to like see, if I want to see this value right now, I won't be able to see the value, okay. So this is the security like GitHub is providing. So that is why I'm using this GitHub action, okay. So once everything is done, so you have end up with all the setups, I think. Let me see if anything is left. Okay, so I have set up all the things, okay. Now it's time to deploy our code, okay, but make sure you have checked all the thing, okay, whatever you have done, okay. So I think we have done all the setups, okay, so amazing. Now let me tell you what are the files are needed for the deployment. So first of all, you need one Docker file. If you see, I've created one Docker file. So here basically I'm just taking one images, which is nothing but Python images. It is 3.7 slim buster images, okay. You can select your images based on your requirement. I think you are already familiar with the Docker, I'm assuming, okay. These are the things you should be familiar. Then the first command I am running apt update, okay, and with that I am installing this AWS CLI, okay, because I'm creating one Docker images, okay, and your Docker should be also access all this AWS credential, okay. For that you need AWS CLI, okay. So then I'm creating one workspace, okay, /app, and I'm copying all my code inside workspace, okay, like /app. Then I'm installing my requirement.txt, okay. So what are the requirements I have? I'm installing everything, okay. Now once it is done, I'm running the command like python3 app.py. So it will run this app.py, okay. It will my application will be running. But before that, make sure you have comment this one, okay, uncomment this line, this 0.0, okay, this line, and comment this line, okay, because it is only for local run, okay. And make sure you have saved it, and this is for your like cloud run, okay. Just make sure you have uncommented this line and comment this line, okay. Now this was my Docker file, okay. This Docker file you need. Now the second file, let's come, which is nothing but inside .github folder /.workflows, there is a main.yaml file, okay. Now let's discuss what is this file is all about, okay. So first of all, here if you see, there is a name workflow is there. So first of all, I'm giving my workflow name, okay. So first of all, let me show you how my workflow will look like, okay. So I have already deployed these projects. I have already deployed one project here. Let me show you this one. So guys, here if you see, this is the deployment steps, okay. First of all, it is running continuous integration, okay. So inside continuous integration, you can run some of the tests, okay, of your code. Suppose what happen actually whenever you write some production level code, okay, before going into deployment, okay, you want to perform some testing operation, okay, like whether this test case is passing or not, okay. If it is passing, then you will be passing that code to your continuous delivery, okay. Otherwise you won't be like give the permission, okay. So that kinds of test you can run inside continuous integration, okay. Now there is a continuous delivery, okay. This continuous delivery means, suppose here you will be creating your Docker images, okay. Here you will be you can say building the Docker images and like connect with your ECR and all, and inside this continuous, okay, this would be continuous deployment, okay. So here actually you will be doing like all the deployment. Suppose this it will connect to your EC2 machine, and this image would be pulled from your ECR, okay, and it will be running inside your EC2 content, instance. Okay, so that's actually you have 3 states, okay, in every project: continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment. Okay, so these 3 states you need to always perform. So here if you see, the same thing I will perform here. Okay, so my workflow name I'm passing as workflow. Now push. Okay, so whenever, just make sure your branch, okay, which branch. So I have a main branch. Okay, if you have master branch, just try to replace with the master here. Okay, because whenever you will push some code, okay, to your main branch, it will automatically take from this branch. Okay, now path ignore means, suppose if you change anything inside readme.md file, okay, so it won't trigger your pipeline. Okay, because see, readme.md I can change anytime. Okay, so it's not like I'm changing like my required code here. Okay, so that's why I'm telling, just ignore this readme .md file whenever I'm changing something inside that. Okay, don't trigger my pipeline. Okay, otherwise if I change anything from this code, okay, anything I change, okay, suppose in future I can add some more functionality. Okay, at that time just trigger my pipeline, so it will automatically get deployed with my new code. Okay, now permission, you need to give the permission read and write. Okay, now see, this is the jobs. Okay, I think you remembered, here it is listening for the jobs. Okay, so now these are the jobs actually you need to perform. Okay, so now first of all, this integration. Okay, like I'm giving continuous integration. If you remember, I showed you, this is the continuous integration part. Inside continuous integration part, if I click here, okay, so here some of the jobs are there. So what are the jobs I'm performing? So here I'm just doing echoing operation because I'm not testing anything. Okay, I haven't added any test case here, but for your case, if you have some test case, if you want to run some test file, you can run. Okay, run as a command. But in the continuous integration, I'm just echoing some of the command, like running test, unit test, okay, and all. So you have unit test, you have integration test, you can run in this stage. Okay, now the second stage, which is continuous delivery. If you see, if I go back, yeah, this is the continuous delivery. Okay, here some job would be happening here. So it is depending upon your integration. If you see, needs integration. So unless and until your integration is not passing, okay, successfully, it won't be able to run continuous delivery. So basically the every steps, if you see, if I show you the diagram, see, it is connected with each other. Okay, that means if this stage is failing, okay, it would be able to run. Okay, if this one is failing, then it would be able to run. Okay, that's actually, it has connected with each other. So that's why needs you can perform. So if integration is not performing well, then you won't be running the continuous delivery. Inside continuous delivery, what you are doing, you are installing some of the utilities. Okay, what are the utilities you need? Then you are just giving you all the secret and access key, like secrets. I'm reading from my GitHub secret. I think you remember I kept some of my secrets: AWS access key, AWS access key, and reason. Okay, so here actually authentication will be happening. Okay, after authentication, it will logging to your ECR. Okay, that means the ECR repository we have created. I think you remember. If I go to here, let me open in a new tab. Let me search ECR, Elastic Container Registry, and here I have created one repository. I think you remember. Okay, this repository, actually it will connect with this. Okay, this repository here. Okay, so that's why it's telling logging to ECR, and this is the ECR repository. I think you remember the repository name. It will read from the secret. Okay, then this is the image tag. I'm telling, like, just give the latest tag. Okay, now here your Docker image will be built. Okay, this is the command docker build. Now after building the images, okay, it will push the images to your ECR. That means inside this repository. Okay, it will automatically push the images inside the repository, and after that it will echo like it is done. Okay, so these are the steps actually you need to perform inside continuous delivery. Okay, now once continuous delivery is done, now you need to go with the continuous deployment. Okay, now for this case, if you just see here, it was pull image from the Docker hub. Okay, I have just named it continuous like deployment here. Okay, this name. If you just give any name here, okay, it will just reflect there. Okay, so it's not like that you need to give that name only. You can give any name. Okay, it's up to you. But I have given continuous delivery just for like you can say just for practicing the better way to deployment. Okay, now here if you see, I'm running on self-hosted runner. Okay, but if you see before I was like running on the Ubuntu latest. Okay, here also I was running on the Ubuntu latest. So what will happen actually, GitHub has some of the Ubuntu machine, okay, Ubuntu images. So it will take that images, okay. It's not my self-hosted runner, okay. It's not the machine I have created in my AWS, okay. It's like the machine from the GitHub side, okay. GitHub will give me some of the machine. There actually this job would be performed, this testing would be performed, okay. This image creation would be performed, okay. Then after that, the code I want to run, this code, okay, this code I want to run, it is finally on my self-hosted runner. So that's why in the continuous deployment, you need to provide your self-hosted runner, whichever I have created. I think you remember, this is my self-hosted runner, okay. And I have also added in my GitHub, okay. I think you remember. So this thing actually is super important. You need to always remember, okay. Now every code will be copied from here and it will run inside your self-hosted runner, which is nothing but your, this one, your EC2 instance, okay. Now here if you see, it is also needs on your, this one, okay, this one, okay. If your delivery is not running, then it won't be done. Then here you, what you are doing again, you are doing the authentication using the credential, then you are logging to Amazon ECR again, then you are pulling the images, okay, pulling the images, you have pushed it, okay, I think you remember. Then you are running inside the container, okay, inside your EC2 instance container, okay. And you are providing name is equal to simple app as a alias name, okay. You can change the name with respect to your like you can say choice with respect to your projects, okay. I have given simple app, okay. You can provide your name here, okay, otherwise it's fine. Now everything is done. Now here one line I have commented, because whenever you will push the code, okay, first of all it will look for whether any container is running or not there, okay. If any container is running, first of all, if you just uncomment this line, it will stop the container, then it will run the new container, okay. But initially you need to comment it out, because initially I won't be any I won't have any container there, okay. So it will fail. So let me show you also. Let's uncomment this one. So if I just now push the change, so it will throw me one error, because there is no container is running, okay. So that's why it will fail here. So first of all, I need to comment this line, then I need to push the change, then second time whenever I'm like you can say pushing my code, at that time I need to uncomment it. First of all, let me show you the error, what will happen. So once everything is done, here if you see, I am running the final command, which is docker run, then I am doing the port mapping, which is a 8080, okay. Then I am running my images, okay, inside my EC2 instance. So this was all about main.yaml. So this .github, okay, this folder, then this docker file, okay, docker ignore, and yeah, so these are the files you need for, okay, for this deployment, okay. And every rest of the code you can change with your projects, okay. So here actually if you have any MLDL projects, you can change with, but these are the two files you need, okay, for this production level deployment, okay. So now once everything is done, now let's push our changes, okay. Now what I will do, I'll just come to my this one, my git bash, okay. Now I'll just write git status, okay. So I haven't added, so first of all I will write git add dot, okay. Now I'll just write git commit -n, okay. Let's give initial, okay, initial just as a comment. Now I'll just write git push origin main, okay, because this is my main branch. Now let's wait. Now see, it has been pushed. Now if I go to my GitHub again, now let's refresh here. Now see, my code has been upgraded here, okay. Now if you see, there is a YOLO like icon, okay. Now my job is running. If you want to see, just click on the action. Now see, this is running, just click here. Now I think you can see all the steps. First of all, it's running the continuous integration. You can click here and you can see what the jobs are running here. See, it has started. See, integration is running. Now it's coming to continuous delivery. Make sure your this one, your self-hosted runner is running, okay. Don't stop this machine, okay. See, continuous delivery is also running. It is installing all the utilities, then building the images, okay, and it will push the images to your ECR, okay. So if I go to my ECR right now and if I refresh here, okay, you will see the images here after some times, okay, because it hasn't pushed yet. So just go below. So here actually it will logging with the ECR first of all. It's building the images right now, if you see. So see, it is pretty good actually. All the steps actually I have done automated. So every time you just push your change here, okay, all your code will be deployed automatically to your, okay, AWS cloud. You don't have to worry about anything. Now if I go to my elastic container, now if I refresh, see, this is my images, okay, it has been pushed. Now if I go to my continuous deployment, here I will get one error because of this stop container, because there is no container is running right now, okay. So see, it's throwing error, stop container. Now if you want to see, just expand. Now see, docker run ps filter, okay, this is the command, okay. If you see, now if you see, this is the code, it is failing, okay, because my any container is not running. If you have docker concepts, okay, I think you know what I'm talking about. Any container is not running, so that's why I can't actually stop the container, okay. So for your case, just try to comment this line as of now, okay. For the first time you need to comment, then again just push the changes, okay. I'll just again do git add, then git commit. Let's give the comment updated main.yaml file, okay. Now let's push the changes, okay. So it's done. Now again come here, click on this your repository. Again you can see my job is running. Click on the action. See, this is the commit I have done. Now again it will start the integration. Now it will come to the continuous delivery, okay, like job is running. So again it will push the images to my ECR, build the images and push the images to my elastic container. Here if you see the time, just see the time, okay. I'll show you. Yeah, see, this is the time, okay. Now you will see it will change the time. Let's wait. Okay, see, delivery is done. Now deployment is running, okay. Now it will actually access to my this AWS, okay, and it will deploy everything to my self-hosted runner, okay. It will deploy everything to my EC2 instance. Now if I show you my elastic container, now if I refresh here, now see, this is the latest image, okay. Now this is the current image and the size of the image is 84 MB, okay. Now see, deployment is also done, okay. If you see, deployment is also completed. Now what you need to do, just come here to your instance, okay. Now click on the instance, okay. Instance is running. Now click on here. Now here you will get one public IP address, okay. Just copy the public IP address and paste it here, okay, and just give port 8080. So it won't be running initially because this port is not configured, okay. It will tell me this is not found. Let me paste it again and give port 8080, okay. It won't be running. So if you want to make it run, just click here again. There is a security option, you can see, just click here and security groups, okay. You need to apply, you need to actually add security groups, okay. Now just click here. So here if you see inbound rules, just at the right hand side, okay, right hand side, I think you can see. Let me show you. So here if you see, just click here, edit inbound rules, okay. Here if you, what you need to do, you need to add your inbound rules. Just click on the click here, add rules, and here just select the custom TCP, it's fine. Now port range, just mention 8080, okay. Now it should be custom. Now select this 000 /, okay, this one. Now once everything is done, now just save the rules, okay. Now again come here and try to refresh. Now see guys, I think you can able to access. Now it is showing hello AWS EC2, okay. Now we have perfectly deployed our app, okay, to this AWS cloud, okay, and we did CICD, that means continuous integration and continuous delivery. deployment you can talk about. Now what is the advantage of continuous integration, continuous delivery? Okay, now let me show you this one. Suppose in future, okay, if I'm changing something to my code, suppose let me change anything, okay, inside this index.html file. Suppose instead of hello AWS, okay, I want to give hello DSwithBappy. Okay, DS, let's give my YouTube channel name. So now let's save. Okay, now let's save. Now see, I've changed, okay, like something in my code. Suppose, okay, you have like added some of the new functionality to your code. So if you don't follow this continuous integration and continuous deployment, so what will happen, you need to again redeploy the code, okay, whatever steps I have done. Okay, but the setup we did, the production grade setup, here you don't need to set this thing again. Okay, so it's just a one-time setup. Okay, it's just a one-time setup you have to do. So once it is done, okay, now just push your change to your GitHub and see the magic. Okay, now again just open my terminal and I will again add, let's do clear. Now I will commit again. Now let's give some another commit, added new features. Okay, let's give added new features. Now once everything done, now let's again push the changes. Okay, it's done. Now let me come here to my GitHub. Again it will run the jobs. Click on the actions. Okay, see, added new features is running. Now let's wait. Okay, now let's wait till it finish. Okay, once it is finished, then I will show you the magic. Okay, so basically here you are not supposed to terminate your app and do the deployment again. Okay, your app is running. Okay, your app is running here, it's fine, people can access your app. Okay, but simultaneously you are adding your new features. Okay, you're deploying your new features. Okay, that's why your app is not getting shut down. So this is like super, I mean, amazing like things. Okay, you can follow, okay, for the deployment purpose. If you are creating any projects, just follow this I mean steps. Okay, this I mean amazing. Okay, delivery is done. Now it's doing the deployment. Now here it may throw some error because my container is not running, right? My container is already running, I think you remember. See, it is again trying to run this I mean container, okay, using the same port, but it is already running, okay, there. So now this feature actually you need to enable. I think you remember in the main.yaml, just uncomment this line. Okay, so it will stop your previous container. Okay, then it will run the new container. Now again let's redeploy. I will do git add, git commit. Let's give the same commit at git push. Okay, done. Now let's again click here, running, click on the action, run the job. Okay, now let's wait. Just tell me guys, you have liked it or not. Okay, just put your comment in the comment section how it is useful for your projects. Okay, just try to use it in your projects. Just create your MLDL any new projects. Okay, and try to follow these deployment steps and try to share these videos, okay, as much as you can. Try to do the try to subscribe my channel so that I can get a motivation to come up with a new like videos, okay, for you. Now deployment is running. I think it should run. See, stop and remove container if running. So previous container, it has been stopped. Okay, now see, it has run the new container. Now see, it's done. Now what you need to do, just click here and refresh the page. Okay, now guys, you can see hello DSwithBappy. Okay, so this is the like super feature you can talk about, this CICD. Okay, so here you are not supposed to every time deploy your application. Just make one time setup and just push your change anything, okay, new with your new features to your GitHub. It will automatically reflect here. Okay, so yes guys, this was all about from my side. I think you all have liked this video. Okay, and I think it would be like very useful, okay, for your for your use cases. Okay, but one quick things I want to show you, because suppose see, it is include some cost. Okay, so it has some cost. Okay, so every time whenever you have deployed something, if you don't need it, just try to delete everything. Okay, try to terminate all the instance, otherwise it will like give you like lots of charge. Okay, so for that, what you need to do, first of all, just stop your EC2 container, whichever you have launched. Okay, again just search here for the EC2. So now here actually you can like close this one. If you are closing this one also, your application will be running. Okay, you are not supposed to worry about. See, application is running. So I will show you like how to delete all this instance. Okay, whatever you have created. So first of all, let's delete our ECR. Okay, so ECR I need to delete. Before that, let's stop our EC2. Okay, EC2. So one instance is running. Just click here and instance. Okay, just terminate. Okay, terminate instance and click on terminate. Okay, now see, it will shut down and it will like terminate everything. If you want to stop it, you can also stop. Okay, but I'm not stopping, I'm deleting everything because I don't need anymore. Okay, then you need to also ECR, you need to delete this repository. I think remember we created one repository. So here this is the repository. Just click here and delete. Okay, you need to write delete. Okay, now click on delete. And I will also delete my user because I also created one user. I am user. So click on the user. This is the GitHub. Just delete. Just write GitHub just for the confirmation. Okay, now see, everything I have deleted. Now actually I won't be charging. Okay, for this. Now if I refresh here, you won't be able to see your application it's running. Okay, because I have already terminated each and everything. Okay, so yes guys, this was all about from this video and I think you liked it. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching this video and I will see you next time.